Vikki Downey. For everybody watching, you have a treat today. I am so thrilled to be broadcasting with you, Vikki. This is not the first, but the second time Vikki's been on the Meredith Show. It is my honor to have such inspirational humans. She truly shines. Her story is nothing short of amazing. And I feel like we're celebrating the launch of her great new book. And I have it right here. Take a good look in my hands, and it's out into the world. And this Thursday, it's going to become a bestseller. But before we talk about all that, Vikki, you have this amazing story of being a supportive wife that has such great interest for so many people. Tell us a little bit about how you supported your husband through the years.
Yeah. So it's been a very long time. I figured it out. He was actually hired on back in February of 1994. So it's exactly 30 years. Kind of crazy. I feel like I'm 30. So how can that be?
Me too.
And it was a whole new ball game for us. Neither one of us came from law enforcement. So we really had no clue on what we were diving into together as a family. We had two little children, two kids at the time, 3 and 4, and we were just jumping in the deep end together.
I mean, that's what life is about. You've got to jump, especially if you want a smash success. And what I love about your story is you had a business, you and your husband, at a very young age with great success. But like many things, you didn't see it coming. And that's the thing I love about life. And you had to shut that down. And what I love about your story is, like, for many people, a business that does really well. I mean, you bought your first home at 23, was it?
Yeah, exactly. I might have even been 24, but maybe 20. Anyway,
I still say like rock star. I don't know anybody who buys their own home and has their own business at that age. So it was impressive to begin with. But you totally shifted gears after that happened. So walk me through that, because this book is going to be an eye opener for so many people.
Yes. So, it was just learn as you go, to be quite honest. When your husband goes into the academy, at least, where he did out here in Southern California, they do bring the wives in to meet the tax staff, but they take the recruits somewhere else. And, they snowed all of us. They told us, oh, your husbands are just going to be treated so well. They're going to love this. And I remember my husband saying, I'm just going to hide in the weeds. We're both going to our separate classrooms type thing, but I'm hiding in the weeds. Well, he was like called out, but that we found out that's just all part of it. So he came out of the meeting. I'm like all happy, and he comes out, let's go. He grabs my hand. We're going to the car. I'm like, what happened? What happened? But it's just all part of the process of, he went through a stress academy. So it's a whole long story, but it made him the police officer he is today, because when people say bad things, they are yelling in his face, and many times spitting in police officers' face. It's not a pretty job.
I can't imagine that. That's it, the fact that that's real to me. When people are there to protect you, makes me a little crazy. But as a wife, and that's where you come in from your book. I mean, you were not only supportive, you wound up, which I love sharing with people, retiring him 9 years early. So we get to celebrate the amazing human that you are. But as you were supporting him throughout his career, I mean, this book is literally a survival guide. There were so many unforeseen things. Tell us about that you address in the book.
Yeah, it's really the toll that it takes on police officers that is the hardest part to navigate as a spouse, because we know they can handle it. Hard is hard, right? But we want to protect our husbands and build them up. And it's just hard to see them go through things, and just know that we just need to be there to be the support and have the best attitude possible, not dump all of our stuff that clearly, we have valid stuff going on, especially if you have kids. But knowing the time and place to share that with him, right? If he's had a bad day. So it was such a learning process for me. And I didn't have a circle of friends that were law enforcement at all. I really didn't. In fact, I was just talking to a fellow police wife who wants to share the book with friends to support me. But she's like, Vikki, I don't really have many police wives. She's also a 30+ year veteran police wife too. Our husbands were partners. And it's funny that you really need that group of girlfriends, though. And that's one thing I would tell any police wife that's just starting out is to not lose your girlfriend time, your girlfriend, tribe. Make sure to do things with them and not feel guilty about it. Even if you're taken away from the kids, maybe one night going out with your girlfriends, you need that. You absolutely need that.
And what I think we need actually is more people like you who are courageous and strong enough to speak up. In fact, one of the things that I thought was fascinating is during COVID, you shared that you actually had a coming out in some ways. Like there are many reasons to be quiet as a police wife. Maybe you could explain that. And then tell us why you chose to speak up and be a proud police wife.
Yeah, so it is. I mean, even me getting on here, me going on social media, it's been a journey, and I still don't love doing it, to be honest. I'm a happy person. I'm normally just a people person, but in law enforcement, you have to be careful. And one of the things, you don't generally live in the same city that you work in, and so even, just safety wise. For example,
your
you're
safety,
out.
your family's safety. I mean, there is a retaliation. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I always love to say to people, because I'm a love bug, it's really good to know how much love is out there, but I also think it's important to know how much evil is out there. And I am comforted by people like your husband and like yourself who are willing to stand up for what is right. And, I just feel that we can't dance around that. So the truth is many police wives choose not to reveal that they are. Isn't that true?
And the husbands don't want them to. For the longest time, John would say, please don't say anywhere on social media for years and years. But it was COVID, as you alluded to a little bit ago, that really got so many of us to stand up. We were tired of the bashing and the elections, to be quite frank. We're not going to get political, but the elections, it was an ugly, ugly time. And here it's happening again. And in fact, the last couple of weeks have been the most deadly for law enforcement than I've personally ever seen. Just police officers all over the country being murdered. And I don't like to go to the dark place, but there
is a sense of darkness, which is why someone like you who chooses to use your voice is needed in the world. And by the way, it is not easy to do it alone. You have such important information. Go buy the book, but we want to tell you, buy it tomorrow, because if you buy it tomorrow, not only is it 99 cents, I'm going to hit a little effect here. You can go to policewifebook.com. But tomorrow, this Thursday, you're going to become a bestseller if people just buy it for 99 cents.
Yes, I know. Don't even buy the hard copy. Isn't that funny? I'm telling you, don't buy the hard copy. And the hard copy is only $6.99. But buy the Kindle version. That's the part that will make me a bestseller. And I so appreciate all of you that want to help with that.
I think that's what life is about. We help each other. You have a book come out. I can't tell you how many sisters of mine I've supported. And I was really fast and furious in line to get it. But now that you're having a big book launch party tomorrow, give us some nuggets and pieces of wisdom for police wives out there who may be struggling, just like you mentioned, especially if they watch the news, seeing this level of violence. What do you say to them? Speak to them. Yeah,
lean on your faith. That is number one, because I give John to God always. When he is on duty, I just turn him over to God. And, whether you're a spiritual person or not, maybe it's the universe, right? But, I do believe in God.
The higher power. Yes. I always tease my best friend who is very religious. And she says, I've got to go to church. I'm like, always go with God. Put God first,
Exactly.
And we're totally different denominations. I support that to the umpteenth power. Hearts and likes if you're watching, if you believe. Believe in something bigger. Yes, that's a great tip.
Yes. So honestly, that because I had so many people say, I can't do what you do. I could not know my husband's in harm's way. I couldn't live the life that you live. I don't know how you sleep at night. And truthfully, you don't. In the first year, many years, you don't. And what's going on right now, you're not sleeping. We're not sleeping, knowing what's going on. In fact, John went in. We retired him, but he stayed on as a reserve. And he went in on Monday, and I was kind of on pins and needles the whole time he was gone. And I didn't used to be that way. I really didn't. It's a crazy world. So to all you police wives out there, I'm with you. I know what it's like. There are tons of sleepless nights, noises in the house. When you hear the house make a noise, you don't know who it is when your husband's not home. And it's scary times. It's not easy. So you've got to take your mind off of things for sure. And practice self-care. I know that's being thrown around a lot lately for all wives, and it's true for all wives. But when you are practicing your own self-care, whether it's reading a great book or taking a walk, right? Or getting a massage, even if it costs you money for the self-care, you're worth it. You're worth it because you can then give back to the family and to your husband instead of relying on him to make you happy, which they don't need another job. They don't need to try to make their wives happy.
Yeah, I think that I love that you're making this point. In marriages, it is not your job for your spouse to make you happy. It's to double your happiness. You need to find your happy, right? And reclaim it. What I love, by the way, Police Tip 12, this is such a good book, is you also mentioned leveraging a size business. This is a great segue for what you were saying, to reclaim your officer's time. I mean, you're $1 million earner and you retired your husband, if you're just tuning in, 9 years early. So tell us a little bit about why you support that and what that meant for you. That's huge. Everybody watching is probably like, their eyes are popping out. I love that about you.
I know. And when I first started out, we were entrepreneurs from the beginning, before he was a police officer. That's in the book as well. But then when he became a police officer, we let that go. But then things started coming across my desk, and I started thinking, we do want to start that perfect business. Don't know what it's going to be. And then I stumbled across a business that's skincare, hair care, wellness, and weight loss. And Lord knows the Fountain of Youth isn't going away ever. Not anytime soon, but ever. And people want clean products. And I thought, this is it. And we didn't totally, at the time, need the money. So I always say, dig the well before you need the water. That's one of my favorite quotes, because you don't know when your officer is going to have unpaid leave, right? Time, maybe sent home from an officer involved shooting, for goodness sake.
Yeah, so like you said, thank you. I'm going to really, anybody listening, just reiterate that. Expect the unexpected. If there's anything we know in life, that things are going to come that you're not ready for, prepared for. And I'm sorry, but powerhouses like you make the money. I mean, make it rain money. And that is such a security blanket.
Yeah, it is. It is. So we did that. And really, originally it was to bring him home, because he was working so much overtime to make ends meet. And there's so many police wives out there where the husband is going in extra. He's already not home much, but then he's picking up overtime shifts because you need the money, right? To pay the bills, whether it's planning for kids to go to college or they are in college, or the 4 new tires on your car, right? The incidentals that pop up. So I dug the well before we needed the water, and it started to grow. And then I'm helping other people also start their own side business. And it feels so rewarding to see their income grow, and they bringing their officers home more and being able to go on vacations that they never could afford before, things like that. So
I'm going to stop you right there. You just shared with me off camera, and I think the world needs to hear this. You've been on not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 10, but 20 all expense paid vacations. And this year you just got back, and you said it was the best ever. And this is what started out as a side hustle.
Exactly. Exactly. And actually, it may even be more than 20. It's been 20 years of free trips and
Wow.
many years I've earned multiple trips.
Oh my goodness. I'm
That was
sure people
kind of,
want to know, are you okay with sharing your company? Because there's a lot to, I mean, they'll read the book, but
yeah.
are you able to share that?
Yeah, I can. I absolutely can. I didn't put the name of the company in the book. It is Neora. You can look it up. You
And I
can
gotta
send
say
me.
really quick, as a testimonial, Vikki gave me some samples when she was a guest on my TV show. It was so thoughtful. I mean, not often do I receive a gift from my guests. And I waited for a long time to try it. And it is such high quality stuff. You know, they even have brushes. I've never used a brush on my face. But I mean, more than the products, what I love is that you're committed to making people feel good and supporting your husband. And look what it unlocked for you.
I
We
know.
are almost out of time. In the book, there are so many beautiful pieces of wisdom, so many things you've come through and tips. Is there any practical wisdom for somebody at home who's just not sure how to support their husband who is serving right now anywhere, and you say it's a violent time? What advice or last parting words do you want to leave with them, besides reminding you to buy this amazing book tomorrow?
I am always open to a conversation. I've had so reach out to me if you type actually I have a contact information. Shoot, I had it on the tip of my head. I think it's policewife.info.
Ah, you have so many lights. Okay, we'll put that in there. We'll put it in the chat below.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat, but you could actually schedule a call with me. I'm not going to charge you anything. I love, out of the kindness of my heart, helping people and just, letting them know they're not alone. Whatever, whether it's jealousy, there's a lot of issues with jealousy that I
Oh my
help
goodness.
people with. I do have a coaching program that you could sign up for, but just having a quick call just to chat, I would be happy to do that, because it is a lonely life. And if right? If you've lived through it, you know how it is. If you haven't, you really have no idea. That's for
I
sure.
love that you're ending with that piece of generosity. And what I hear you saying is, don't go at it alone. You really aren't alone. Help is there. And I love your generous offer to extend that people can actually reach out to you directly. I just want to sum this up. This Thursday, you're having a huge party for people. You can order this book, by the way, all over the world. So message Vikki or myself. We'll get you that information, different links all over the world. We just found out she can become an international bestseller. And if you want to be part of supporting somebody as lovely and kind and amazing, and you shine like we've had guests on my show for years with wonderful stories, but I was blown away, Vikki, with what you shared on this TV show. So thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us today, for putting your heart and soul into go buy the book. It may be itty bitty, but a police wife survival guide is definitely what many people in the world need right now. And you can go to, which is scrolling at the bottom of your screen, policewifebook.com. And as I close out the segment, I want to say I celebrate you. I think so many people have a great story or really, really important, helpful information for the world. And they're selfish because they keep it to themselves. They don't write the book. They don't put themselves out there. So thank you for being a stand for women all over the world to be brave, courageous, share your heart, your mission. And for people watching, share this segment, share the love, because Vikki gets to be a bestseller this Thursday. Hold a minute, buy the book tomorrow. If everybody, get this, spends just 99 cents, you can get a version that's digital. And I want to support a bestseller. I know you are. You are the best. Thank you for being on the Meredith Show and everything that you do to support women and husbands around the world.
Thank you so much.
It's such a joy to have you. Thanks for watching, and take a little time and share the love and share this segment. Let's get a bestseller on the books. Have a great day and keep shining.